From the 1011 Now streaming studio, this is The Night Beat.
Sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Lincoln.
Good evening, I'm Jessica Blum with your headlines for Friday, November 14th. First off tonight, about 24 hours after partial benefits were returned, SNAP recipients can now expect a full balance starting Friday. From a story we did on Thursday, some of the SNAP benefits for the month of November were paid out to recipients here in Nebraska, with the Department of Health promising an update on when the rest could come. By Friday afternoon, DHHS said those who use SNAP should expect full benefits to be loaded onto their EBT cards. They say that money should already be issued, adding that moving forward, monthly benefits will be loaded into accounts at their usual time frame, near the start of each month. The department is encouraging families to check their accounts on ebtedge.com or through the EBT Edge app and call if you have any concerns about your account. The second deadly crash this week in Lancaster County happened late last night. The sheriff's office is doubling down on safe driving on county roads after an SUV hit a car near Highway 33 and Southwest 42nd Thursday night, killing one person and seriously injuring the other. LSO says 27-year-old Hermelinda Reynoso of Milford died in the crash. Officials believe she had been drinking and not wearing a seatbelt before crossing the center line, colliding nearly head-on with a 24-year-old from Friend. That 24-year-old was taken to the hospital with serious injuries, but was wearing a seatbelt. We have an update on that crash from last week that killed a Lincoln pediatrician. Lincoln police say no charges will be filed against the teen driver who hit 42-year-old Catherine Gogella at a crosswalk near the intersection of Cherrywood Drive and 84th Street. LPD saying that the cars along South 84th Street had the right-of-way, adding that by the time Gogella was in the crosswalk, the light had only turned from green to yellow. Police say through their investigation, the teen driver was only going around 40 miles per hour at the time of the crash. The Nebraska Supreme Court is upholding the conviction of Jeffrey Adams, the Marquette man who killed his wife back in February of 2023. Throughout the appeal, Adams' attorney argued four main points: that previous violent acts should not have been considered, that the judge should have asked the jury to consider self-defense, that the trial should have been in a different county, and that the evidence did not justify a first-degree murder conviction. The Supreme Court dismissed those arguments. In June of 2024, a Hamilton County judge found Adams guilty after a week-long trial. New tonight, on the heels of Wahoo's boil order last week, the Lancaster Rural Water District issued a notice on Friday that they found E. coli bacteria in the Bennett water supply. E. coli is a bacteria associated with human or animal waste. It can cause short-term illness like diarrhea, cramps, nausea, and headaches, but can be more dangerous to infants, the elderly, or anyone with compromised immune systems. Residents in Bennett should boil water for 1 minute and let it cool before drinking, making ice, washing dishes, or brushing teeth. It is expected to be resolved by November 20th. Earlier this week, a Nebraska veteran that had been missing in action from the Vietnam War for nearly 6 decades had his remains identified earlier this year, and Friday, Navy Captain Thomas Surwich from Norfolk was buried at Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia. Congressman Mike Flood attended his burial this afternoon and talked about the impact he left on Nebraska.
For the people of Norfolk, for the people of Nebraska, this is a very special guy. This is somebody that I needed to be at the funeral to make sure that the family knew that, yes, he was a Virginian, but he was born in Nebraska, and we helped raise him.
For 57 years, Captain Surwich's name stood among the missing. He was lost over a night mission in March of 1968. His return home brings not only closure for those in Nebraska, but an opportunity to welcome him with the honor he deserves. Surwich's name is also inscribed, along with all his fallen comrades, on the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall in D.C. The top-ranked Nebraska volleyball team is on the West Coast this weekend. The Huskers play at UCLA and USC with a first match Friday night against the Bruins. NU is in California with a 24-0 record and a set streak, which is at 46 in a row.
UCLA, they have been up and down, but they have the players, that individuals that can start on a lot of teams.
It's volleyball after dark. Friday night's match will start at 9 p.m. Central Time on the Big Ten Network. Finally tonight, and rounding out your night beat is a check of the 7-day forecast. Lincoln did manage to set a new record high on Friday, November 14th, getting up to 78 degrees in the capital city officially. The old record from this date was 75 degrees back in 1990. As you look, we're all over the place over the next 7 days. 70 degrees to start out your weekend. Should be dry but cooling into early next week, with an unsettled pattern first bringing us rain chances on Monday, with temperatures cooling into the 40s by the end of the week, and that unsettled weather pattern still bringing some chances for precipitation throughout the middle and end of next week, as average highs dip into the upper 40s and the average lows dip into the middle 20s. We should be a little warmer than that in the morning, but temperatures will dip to more seasonal temperatures by the end of next week. As for high temperatures, we wish you all a very happy and safe weekend.
You've been listening to The Night Beat.
Sponsored by Pella Windows and Doors of Lincoln.
Watch, listen, and stream on the 1011 app on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts.